What's up, y'all? This is Amber, and welcome to See Me First. My guest today is Courtney. So, me and Courtney went to Georgia State together. We majored in respiratory therapy, and now we out here in the world saving lives. But in this case, Courtney has moved on to different things. So, can you tell us what you have going on right now?
Okay, what don't I have going on? Right now, I'm actually in school for interior design.
Mm-hmm.
So I am still a respiratory therapist, and I travel. So I'm going back and forth between my travel job and going to school. I've been doing this for like the past year, and I still have a year left. So I graduate in spring
Of 2024.
Yes.
You got a long time.
A little minute for sure.
If you guys don't know, respiratory therapy is something like a specialist of the pulmonary system. So everything here up, we work ventilators, we work people with asthma, breathing treatments, anything critical, that's us. And you know, we really didn't even get our start until COVID. Like, we wasn't popping until COVID.
Very true. Like graduating into COVID was different.
That was crazy. Because honestly, when I graduated and I had took the test, I forgot to apply for jobs because I was just so happy to be done.
Are you serious?
And I was like, oh shit,
yeah,
I need to apply for a job. So then that's when I had went on to apply. But I was already working as a student tech.
Okay.
So COVID was already full-fledged, and I was a student tech.
Wait, they let you work still?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Choa told us, like, stay home, baby.
No, I was working.
Wow. Where were you?
Piedmont Fayette.
Okay.
I was at Piedmont Fayette.
Okay, cool.
And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was easier to transition into my job full-time. But they actually gave me great training.
Good.
During COVID. But needless to say, I don't think healthcare is not for everyone. And I'm only saying that in a way where when you're creative, it's not fulfilling. Being trapped behind walls for 12 hours and not really being able to do what you're passionate about. And in this case, what would you say is passionate to you?
Honestly, just anything where I can be creative. And right now, I love to curate spaces. And I started off like creating my own space and designing my own space and then like sharing it on social media. And this was the time of the summer of 2020 when like COVID was really rampant and you could do nothing but go to work, go home, go to work, go home. So that's what I was doing. I wanted to make my space more comfortable for me, and I was sharing that. And then people would reach out to me like, oh my God, I would pay you to just like sit down with me and help me, you know?
Like, help
and
me
in
figure
my
out what
head,
I
I was like, I would do that for free. Like, you don't even have to pay me. So it's so crazy because one of my classmates, I worked with him, and I told him that I couldn't, because I initially wanted to go to school to be a PA. So that was that was my original track. I was just like, okay, I'll do respiratory and then, you know, get my healthcare hours and then apply to be a PA. And then I told him, no, I can't see myself being a PA for the rest of my life. And he asked me a question that kind of like turned my world upside down. He was just like, so why would you take out more loans to do something you don't want to do for the rest of your life? And I was like, why would I do that?
Right, that's what I be thinking. Like, I'm not going to pay for nothing.
Exactly. So I kind of just had to like sit down, meditate, pray a lot, and figure out exactly what I wanted to do. This is a long story, so
go ahead.
So I was just like praying and meditating, and I remembered randomly that when I was in the 7th grade, not the 7th grade, the 10th grade, I had this science teacher, and he like flat out told me the only way to be successful in life is to either be a doctor or a lawyer. And
that's
literally,
what they say.
Yeah, and I remember before that, I actually wanted to go to SCAD and be a fashion merchandising major or whatever. But after that day, that's when I like started on like the healthcare track. So I don't know, I kind of just like put financial stability above what I really wanted to do.
That's my life. When I talk to people, they're like, you just want to be financially secure. I'm like, why not? Like, I want to be able to do what I want to do.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I'm not fulfilling me.
Exactly.
That is my struggle every day.
Exactly. But honestly, I would not, I say this all the time, like, I wish I could go back to 2017 when I decided I wanted to be blah, blah, blah. But honestly, this career is helping me fund my next. Like, I wouldn't be in the position to change my career if it wasn't for respiratory.
That's what I say too. I say that all the time. I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep traveling until I find the job that I want, and then I'll stop. But I'll keep my PRN job because I might need a little extra more money here because traveling really boosted our financial status. Like it literally gave us the tools we needed to go reach out to any other endeavors we want to do.
Yep.
So I definitely like relate 100% on that. So why didn't you do the fashion design track? Like, why was you not into that?
I don't think it aligned with who I was anymore. But not to say I don't still like fashion, because I do, which is one of the reasons why I can't work in a hospital, because we wear scrubs.
Like, that shit is not it.
Like, I like to put that shit on.
Right.
And I can't put nothing on.
They be like, take that off.
Exactly. But, yeah, I don't really know why I didn't pursue fashion merchandising. I just felt like it wasn't as alluring as it was when I was in high school.
That's interesting. But I mean, I feel like trends in fashion change so much. And I think what we started to see is more social media presence and like actually being that person behind the camera, to the point where being in merch was like, that ain't it no more. Like, you want to stay with whatever's trending. So I totally get that. For me, when it comes to like just what I wanted to do, like I still can't even tell you what I want to do. Yeah. Only because I feel like it's so limitless out here. I just feel like the world is mine. I need to figure out where I want to start. And once I find my starting place, I think that I will be able to really excel and take it there, because I know I can. I know I'm that girl. I just got to figure out where that space is for me.
I would say, honestly, and I tell this to anybody, if you feel like you could see yourself doing something, just do it anyways. It doesn't have to be long term. Just try it. Just like feel your way out for it, because like I could wake up tomorrow and say, I kind of want to be a lawyer, and I would deadass go to law school.
Oh God. What?
Because I don't know. I don't know if it's like FOMO, like fear of missing out, but if there's something
Where
in me,
did you make that up?
No.
Who says that?
You've never heard that before?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's okay. I be out the loop sometimes. That's why I'm here to learn.
But yeah, like I suffer from FOMO a lot. If I can see a version of myself in the future as something, I just want to explore that and see where it takes me or whatever.
Okay. So I remember a little bit earlier, before behind camera, we were talking about social media, and I was like, girl, I saw your page one day, and then the next day you had like 20K followers. What happened?
That was crazy. Honestly, I think it was during the time where everybody had pretty much figured out Instagram's algorithm.
I still ain't figured it out.
So
put us on game, me and all the people who don't know.
It was, I want to say, the end of 2021. Reels were popping. Like, if you could find a trending sound and get a reel out there like 3 times a week, your growth was going to be exponential. And that's pretty much what happened. Like, I just kept posting reels, and I want to say I went to Chicago, and I would just like post mini vlogs of me there, and one of them got like 700K.
Because that is where it started. Because were you were visiting for interior design, or were you?
So I had pretty much planned the trip as a, like, congratulations, you got into the program.
You're literally impromptu, so we'll get to that.
Yeah. So I planned the trip as like a congratulations, you got into the interior design program, even though I didn't know whether or not I was going to get in. I got in.
Okay, you had manifested that you were getting in.
Exactly. So it was just like a solo trip of me really reflecting on the space that I was in my life and just like celebrating myself or whatever. And I, of course, did the content thing, and I don't know, it just blew up. Literally all of those reels blew up.
Like, every last one. I was sitting there like, how can I be her? Like, what am I not doing that she's doing?
Honestly, and it's crazy though, because Instagram changes so much. Like, every day it seems like you think you got to figure it out and you don't. So I don't know. I can't even tell you like any tips right now, because I don't know what's going on. Like, whoever over Instagram, he needs to sit down.
He needs to sit down. So did you feel like you moved to TikTok?
Definitely.
Okay,
TikTok
so have you
is
figured
so
out
much-
TikTok's algorithm?
Kind of. You really just have to do what everybody else is doing. Like, and it sounds cliche, but if there's something that's trending, do it. Like, if you see a TikTok over and over and over, do it.
Because I literally went to the SZA concert with my boyfriend, and we were standing in the VIP section, and like this big old what that thing? What's a light? Light, whatever it's called, the light. Literally, I said they finna lift this light up in front of me. I already know. I ain't gonna be able to see nothing. Here go the light. It goes up, and I said, "Ooh, this will be a great TikTok."
Yeah.
So I recorded it.
Yeah.
And so like I waited 2 days, and I was just like,
Just post it.
let me post it.
Just
So then when I
post it.
posted, I'm like, why do I have 72,000 views, 10,000 likes? I said, I knew it. I'm a genius.
Literally.
I'm going to be up
And
on
that's
TikTok.
the thing too. Like, if you have an idea, do it right then. Because for one, if you don't do it, you're gonna forget. Two, if you don't do it, somebody else will. I guarantee you.
And then on top of that, you got to stay with the wave of what's hot. So SZA's concert only is going to last this long. So if I waited till after, they like, girl, we on to Drake's concert now.
You're like
we're on somebody else. Like, thank you.
Drake.
But
he's another story because those prices.
But you paid for Beyonce tickets.
I did.
Right. So
But
what
Beyonce's going to give us a show.
For me, my goal in 2023 is to wake up in the morning and just get my day started. Despite if I'm going anywhere.
Yes.
I need to feel like a baddie when I wake up out of bed.
It's so crazy you said that because my mentor just sent me a video the other day about like blocking out time in your schedule, and not just for stuff you have an appointment for, or like for me, school was already in my schedule, but like put a break in your schedule, put a little nap in your schedule, literally put a morning routine in your schedule. So for me this week, I started waking up at 6, and from 6 to don't look like that.
Go ahead. Okay, 6.
Don't look like that.
6.
Because 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, that's like my time to get myself together in the morning.
You need 3 hours.
Yes. It could be like, honestly, it takes me a good hour to even get out the bed.
Okay, I'm about to say, like,
So I
we
go
ain't
to
up
the
at
gym
6.
if I want to. I try to eat something because I'm good for like rushing out the door without eating nothing. So yeah, it's been nice.
I think
3 days in, but it's been nice.
You literally just tricked me to make me think that you've been doing this for a minute. You had this practice, like you just been in there. But 3 days,
Waking up
okay,
at
we
6
support her
is
3
nice,
days.
though.
I
Like,
don't know.
because if you think about it, if you wake up at 6, you can get a lot of shit done, and by the time it's 12 or like 1 or 2, like
I'm burnt.
you can chill.
But I'm burnt. Like I gotta go
Take a nap.
sleep.
Take a nap.
I sleep. I
Put it
don't
in
nap. The thing is, I sleep.
Okay, I see where we have an issue.
Yeah, like I be sleeping.
Okay.
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 So that's all. Like when I would wake up early, and I'm like, dang, it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but I feel like I need to go to bed. Like it's it.
I felt that, honestly.
But maybe I'm not eating well.
That too, and take your vitamins.
I don't take no vitamins.
I'm working on that too.
Okay.
Truly.
So
I'm honestly thinking about getting like a little vitamin subscription service because I can't remember to take vitamins and what
I probably
vitamins
wouldn't
to
even
take.
care to get that. Like,
You know,
I need to care more about me. Like, I mean, I do. Like, I'm here live and
honestly,
well,
people
but
say you operate at like 60% if you don't take vitamins.
Really?
And
Well,
I'm
I
just
must be like a
well,
40.
damn. No, yeah, like what's 100 for me?
Right, like
'Cause I'm just.
I don't know if anybody want to be around me at 100, but I definitely do. I think self-care is like something that we all gotta kind of like push into our lives because we are our own worst enemy, and if we not our best, like it's a wrap. So being that, I know you just mentioned that you have a mentor. So how was that process of finding somebody that you trusted and wanted, to help you evolve?
It's kind of crazy because I was talking to one of my classmates about how, like, people in our class
and this is, I'm sorry, this is the interior design class,
Yes.
right? Because, you've been moving.
Okay. Yeah. Interior design. So I was talking to another black girl in my class about how, and I hope, like, no canceling, but this is real shit.
Okay.
It's mostly white people in my class. And for me, hearing them talk about, like, yeah, I got an internship here or blah, 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 blah. And most of the time it's like, I just knew somebody. So I was talking to one of my other black classmates about how I really wanted to work under somebody. And it's just like harder for black people. And she recommended somebody, and she was like, yeah, she follows you already. I said, what?
Yeah, girl.
So
you can't tell?
Literally, I went to her page and I was like, oh wow, like she's a big interior designer, like she's been published, she's been on TV, whatever. So I reached out to her in the most professional way and got the ball rolling, and now she's like my mentor, and it was easy. Like, I didn't think it would be easy for me to find somebody like that quick and in that way, but like, she's cool.
You just have to try
it. Exactly.
I don't try it.
You just gotta put yourself out there. So,
because it's a crazy what a DM could do or what an email can do. Like, everybody is so accessible these days. If you don't reach out, it's like, it's your loss.
Networking. It's really like who you know, or who knows you, rather. So,
and there might be a lot of people that know you, and you don't know that they know you because you're not even opening your eyes to see like who's around you.
And the way she talks about me, about like, oh, you have so much potential, and like social media, like she encourages me making content and stuff like that. I'm like, what do you see in me that I don't see in myself?
Right.
You know, so.
Dang. That's cool. I need a mentor. I have to find me one, but I also got to find my place to be, you know, to know who the right person is to be reaching out to.
Exactly.
But like growing up, I never like, my parents then wasn't big on like, hey, get a mentor. Hey, they just say go to school, get your education, you're gonna be fine. And so a lot of stuff I learned over the years, I just had to learn on my own, like just through, oh, I heard my friend talk about this. Oh, I heard such and such say this, but it wasn't instilled in me. So I feel like I'm behind, but
truly, my mom was the same way. She was pretty much, I don't want to say hands off, but she kind of entrusted me. I had my own drive enough to where like I made good grades, I had ambition or whatever, so she didn't really have to talk to me about anything. Like I never had to show her my report card, none of that. So getting a mentor was different from, I even texted her the other day like, hey, I've never done this before. I don't really know what's appropriate to reach out to you for and what's not. And she was just like, ask me anything, I'm here.
Oh, wow.
And and like we talked about respiratory, like me still having this PRN job, and I told her like, I hate it, like I'm miserable. And she was just like, girl, get your coins.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the money.
Exactly.
And then we can complain.
Get your coins, like this is going to push you in a position, and even though you may not like it there, it's still teaching you something. So, and she offered me an internship this summer, after I get back from my travel job.
Is it going to be here in Atlanta, though? Okay, because, you know, you around the world.
Exactly, so. And I told her, like, I'm going to be done in July. Like, is that okay for me to start midsummer? And she was like, I'm going to be here. So
that's good. That's really good.
Nice.
I'm really happy for you because that's a blessing. Like just being able to find somebody who's just as genuine as you are and want other people to succeed. That's amazing.
Because these days, like, you got to pay for a course and
they want everything.
I'm like,
they trying to get it each where they come. Like, where's the like, hey, I want you to win too energy? Hey, dang, hello, I'm struggling over here.
Not these days.
I definitely get that. So I know you said like growing up, your mom was pretty much hands off. So what do you think gave you that drive to just like, I'm gonna be the best Courtney I could be, like without somebody having to tell you that, especially at a young age? Because I mean, like we're not super capable of knowing our potential at that age. So
I want to say like just the struggles that I went through as a kid and like seeing my mom struggle. That's definitely like a big driving force for me. I don't know, I want to say I saw people and women in places that I wanted to be, and I would always just like work hard to get there. A lot of times, honestly, not even a lot of times, all the time, school came easy for me.
That's what I said.
Like, it's just,
it's a finesse. Like,
exactly. So getting good grades, like scholarships, it just came easy. So eventually when I got to college and I really started to, I guess, think about where I wanted to be in life, that's really when my ambition kicked in. Because before I was just like,
because you got your undergrad at Georgia State. Why did you choose Georgia State over anywhere else? And plus HBCUs. You know, I'm an advocate for HBCUs. So
it was easy. It was
tell me
easy.
why.
I had already been at Georgia State before, so I knew the campus. I knew who to call about financial aid and all the rest of that and how to apply. So finding out that they had an interior design program, I was just like, oh, like this is set for me. Like this is the road for me. As far as going other places, I had looked at a program in Florida, which was a master's program, and they actually offered it to. It's kind of like when you did your master's at Georgia State, where like you didn't have to have any experience in order to do it.
Okay.
So there's a program like that in Florida, but their application process started when Georgia State's application process ended. So if I didn't get in at Georgia State, I was gonna go to Florida. But I got in.
So that was your. Cause what are you getting, a master's, or are you getting another bachelor's in interior? So
design.
Your first bachelor's in respiratory. Why Georgia State? Is that the same reason why, or?
Ooh, okay. So I actually went to Georgia Southern for 2 years.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I went to Georgia Southern, I originally wanted to go to Auburn.
Okay.
And like that was my top school. I got in. Too expensive. Then I wanted to go to Mercer, and they had like a 5-year PA program at Mercer, so it was just like perfect. They sat my mom and me down in a financial aid meeting, and they were just like, yeah, in order for your child to go to school, she's gonna have to pay $1,000 a month. Literally, my mom ain't wasting no time. As soon as the door closed, she said, yeah, no,
you're not going.
You're not going. But so she said no to St. John's. I really wanted to go to New York. Like, was in love with New York.
What, NYU or
just like being in New York? Period. So when I got into St. John's, I was like, oh, I'm finna go. She said no. So
where's St. John's at? You want some more?
Yeah, sure. I have no idea actually where it is because I never really got that far. I never really got that far. So no to St. John's, no to Auburn, no to Mercer. I was kind of left like confused because I didn't really want to go anywhere else. And then one of my friends was telling me about Georgia Southern and how she was going there. And I was just like, okay,
you're going, I'm going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's in-state. It's what, like 3 hours away.
Because you got Hope Scholarship too.
Exactly. So it just kind of made sense for me to go somewhere in-state. So I went to Georgia Southern. Hated it.
Really? You're the first person I've heard to say I hated
Georgia Southern. Because Georgia Southern, Statesboro is Georgia Southern. Outside of Georgia Southern, it's nothing. And like, I'm a city girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, so outside of like going to parties and drinking, it wasn't really much to do. So I got like depressed. I remember my last semester there was the summertime. I was an RA too. So I had to like take care of
I see you being an RA?
I had to take care of like watching these people's kids. Of course, they bad as hell. So every single weekend I was driving back to Atlanta.
And at that point, needed to come home.
At that point I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and put this application in. So I went to Georgia State and I felt like my whole life like just turned around.
Wow. So never considered a HBCU?
No, I didn't because money. Most HBCUs are private. I ain't got no private money.
I ain't had none either. But I was just out there. I was just out there. But no, that's interesting to know because I know you talking about like being the only black girl in your interior design. So I just wanted to kind of see like what was your I mean, it's more so the money situation.
And like I said, my mom was pretty hands off when it came to like me making a decision about college and stuff like that, and like encouraging me to go somewhere. Like I didn't even go on like college tours and stuff like that. If I did, it was something that I like set up by myself. So
you always just been self-sufficient.
Very.
That's why you take impromptu trips.
Very independent.
By yourself. How are you not scared?
I don't know. I just like, if somebody else has done it X amount of times, I can do it too.
Yo, this girl, literally, Georgia State, it was time for us to go on study abroad. She literally said, I'm no longer going on study abroad. I'm going to Bali. I said, are you kidding me? Mind you, I would love to go to Bali too, but I was, I already was crazy. Committed.
That was the week when we got back that Friday, the world shut down. That was March 12th.
Y'all had y'all trip. I'm saying like maybe I should have went to Bali with them because I didn't go anywhere.
Literally on the plane, like on the phone with my mom, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. They talk about canceling the externship, and in my head, I'm like, we need the externship to graduate. So if y'all canceling that, am I going to graduate?
Yeah, because everything was up in the air 2020. Like, nobody knew what was going to happen. We were all just winging it. I mean, I was so happy I didn't have to go to an externship because I'd have been free labor for y'all.
That's true, but thinking back, we literally had our externship, our first, 3 months working. So what did we really know?
We didn't know anything.
Didn't
but
know
nobody,
nothing,
and I think at the same time, nobody knew either because COVID was so just new. We were all learning. I think that was the most beneficial situation with us because we came in to where everybody else was blind too. Nobody knew event settings of people belong.
I want to ask you a question.
What's up?
So how was your experience, like post-grad, graduating into COVID? Do you feel like, well, I'm not going to imply anything. Like, how did you feel?
Like going into
what was your
work
experience?
or I think for me it was a lot different because like I told you, I was already working, and so going into it, I was familiar with the place. I was already working there as a student, and they gave me the extensive training. They gave me 3 months of training during COVID.
Oh wow!
I don't know how they made that time, but like I was very grateful for that time because I had a month in ICU, had a month, like I had a month in the ED, and then like I was pretty much acclimated. They cared about me. Yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what?
They threw me out there and said, "Go, babes."
No, that's why the smaller hospitals are where it's at.
Yeah.
Like they really like take the time to kind of make sure everybody's straight. So I will say I was more prepared, but I will say I was still fearful because I wasn't comfortable with my skill set. You might have trusted me, but I was like,
LOL, can you come help me?
Yeah, like I turned this, but I don't know if I did it right. Can you check what I did? Like, because I just wasn't confident in myself, and I don't think I got confident in myself until like a year later, which is natural for for any job. But I don't know, it was cool, but I know I wasn't ready to travel. I know some people jumped and went. Yes, but I was too scared because I'm like, I will not be responsible for anybody's life.
I would have waited.
Really?
But honestly, the reason why I started traveling was so that I could pay for school. The way I left my old job, like my first job, can't go back.
Oh,
but,
God.
I wouldn't take back anything because the way it happened was so crazy. Like, I was on the phone with my mom telling her, like, I'm not eligible for any more financial aid. I don't know.
This was Georgia State, right?
This was Georgia State.
First one.
Yeah. No, this was like after we had already graduated, we were already working. I was on the phone. This is when I had decided, like, I'm going to be an interior designer.
Okay. When did PA? Okay, so then what's your timeline?
I figured out I didn't want to be a PA maybe like August of 2020. Okay. I was like 3 months in.
You were in school.
2 or 3 months into. It's just, okay.
I say, because your life is.
Yeah, for sure. So I got my license July 2020. Started work literally a week later.
Okay.
First month of work, I was just like, okay, this is hard work, but that's what I expected. Second month, I was like, having to drag myself out of bed a little bit. Third month, I said, oh, hell no.
Like, this is not for me.
This ain't it. So that's when I want to say it was like August, September, or something like that. And I was just like, okay, let's get this PA ball rolling. So I was actually taking prerequisites for PA. I was taking like pre-calculus or something like that. After that, I was just like, what am I doing after the whole thing about the question and whatever.
So when did you graduate high school?
2015.
2015. So you graduated a year after me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I graduated in 2014.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why. Okay. I see. That's how we ended up being in the same.
So, at that point, I was kind of feeling discouraged because my top schools, I wanted to go to St. John. My mom said, no, too far. If something happens, I can't get to you. I'm bringing up my mom a lot. That's
you
crazy.
Are. She's a lot of your driving reasons why.
Exactly.
Did you know that?
I didn't, actually. Just like
it's like a therapy session, right?
Look at me. Okay, Amber.
That's what my undergrad degree is.
Really?
Yes.
Psychology?
No, it's in rehab services.
Nice.
So basically, I could have been a mental health counselor if I decided to go back for my master's.
You know what's crazy?
What?
That's what my mama do.
What?
That's what my mama do.
What?
But we ain't gonna talk about it. We gotta get into it.
I'm not ready to be taking care of nobody else's lives and mental health.
Literally,
I can't.
It makes it hard to take care of your
Yeah,
own.
You know, like being in college, undergrad at that, I was not ready to be listening to somebody else's problems because I was struggling. Like I told in one of my other interviews, I was just like, listen, it was a dark cloud the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
And it was like a ray of sunshine when I drove out of
love
Montgomery.
Like,
so just imagine me trying to like really pursue that.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. No. So yes, you are using your mom as like a lot of your reason why.
Yeah.
You're gonna go home and
Something
think
to
about
dig
that.
into.
Yeah.